Welcome to One-on-One on God 101. Our guest today is Kirsten from Big Brother 25. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Julie. Thank you again for having me. I'm blessed to be here, and I hope that this is a fulfilling moment for everyone who's watching.
I am sure it will be. Thank you for saying yes. Now, we have some catching up to do since Big Brother. It's been a few months, but first, God. Did you grow up knowing the Lord?
Yes, so I actually grew up Catholic. My grandmother kept a rosary around our bedstand. I'd sleep next to her every night. We'd watch. I think it was. I don't want to say the wrong network, but it was like a
Ah,
whole
go for it.
procession going on every Sunday. We went to church, dressed up nicely, came home, ate breakfast afterwards, and I never made first communion, but I remember when I moved to America, it was kind of upon me to kind of carry and take up my own cross at that point. So my parents didn't force my faith on me. I chose it. Like every day in high school, I'd pray. I'm like, hey, God, please purify my heart, make me a better person. Because I did feel like inherently, even if you didn't grow up in the church, that I think we have a compass inside of us that we know what's right and wrong. And I started there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's totally accurate because God created us all in his own image. So
Yeah.
that compass you're talking about is the God within us, right? Did you ever, once going away to college or getting older, do you ever stray from your faith, put God up on a shelf?
No, I actually got baptized in college again, which was strange, but I did it again. So in college, I had many things that happen. You lose family members, you go through bad breakups, friendships, and stuff like that. And a lot of the time, I felt alone, even at times when I was having difficulties with my family. So in those moments when things were really hard, I just went to church. Like I just tried to feel better. I'm like, if there's anything I can do right now, it's go to church. And I went to a slew of non-denominational churches. I met people through there. And when things hurt really, really bad, I would just be in church. I would at worst get a high for, the time that I was in there and feel better for the rest of the day. But no, I never strayed. So I'm grateful. I think it's my grandma's prayers.
Amazing. That's a beautiful testimony.
Thanks.
It works. God listens. God listens. He knows what's in your heart. So, what would you say is one of your most powerful testimonies of like how God showed up for you? Like, do you have any, miracles to speak of, or how He moved in your life, where it was like, yes, God, you know,
Yeah.
that is proof.
All the time. So, didn't have many means growing up. And my mom always told me that God always provides. And even now, getting fired from jobs or just anything that life throws at you, sometimes there's just like a monkey wrench in your path and you never know why. Like, for example, when I was evicted from Big Brother, that's something that in the grand scheme of things, you're like, oh my God, God, you failed me. You promised me I was going to win all this money. What's going on? And then, you get evicted from the show and you're like, hey, my mental fortitude is still strong. I'm in a great place mentally. There are blessings. I've met people that I possibly wouldn't have met. So I think that there are constant reminders. There was an incident in 2017 where Hurricane Maria hit the Caribbean and Puerto Rico, including my little island, in less than, I think, 4 hours. It went from tropical storm to Category 5. At that moment, it came across our home. I was speaking to my cousin who was back home at the time, and we didn't hear from her. My uncle's a pastor. We didn't hear from anyone for maybe about 4 days. And when the power came back on, CNN was flying drones over the country, and it was devastation. So I was calling her because we were messaging on Facebook. She's like, yeah, I'm going to be fine. This always happens. And no response. So my uncle's like, hey, we can't find her. So it turns out the house collapsed on her and my little cousin, Cayenne. And I was devastated. I was in a relationship at the time. The person ended up going out and sowing his wild oats during that time. I'm trying to put on a Christmas party for him. This is all within like 24 hours. And, I was broken. I was crying. I was weeping. At the time, I was completing my degree, which was really hard. And, I ended up getting a threefold internal infection. I was really, really sick. I was like depressed. I was going through all of these things. I was in student government trying to get things done on campus. The conflict was going on at that time as well. So it's like, everything outside of me needed my strength. So I went to church, I prayed, I had eye surgery for whatever reason, I got infection there too. And I just kept going, and I left the country for a while. And in that time when I left the country, I just prayed. And he renewed me, right? So I always keep this in mind, that the things that you go through, God allows you to go through them so that you can help somebody else when they're in that situation. So when people talk about pain, I resonate with them 100%, because there's not a lot of things that I haven't been through. And, I keep smiling, and I think it's something to be happy about, later down the road, that you have experiences that can help another human. So I relate with people who are homeless or who have lost people. Like, I can get heart to heart with them. And I'm eternally grateful to God for that, because if I hadn't felt pain, I wouldn't know how to see pain and help people through pain.
Wow. That is a beautiful testimony. God is using you, Kirsten. He is.
Thank you.
So when you entered the Big Brother house, what did your prayer life look like in the house? Because the only book we have is the Bible.
Yeah. Thankful to everyone. I was able to get a Bible in house. Oh, wow. I knew I would need it. So my prayer life looked like in my bed with my blanket over my head, reading my Bible so that the Spirit can carry me. And I didn't say anything that I didn't want to say. But not only that, I think when you're, away from family, and there's just a lot of, you feel like you're constantly being recorded and things like that. You may get into like somewhat of a performative state. I wanted to stay grounded. So I prayed, before bed, in the morning. Sometimes I would go out into the backyard on the top level with my Bible and just read. And, read the promises that God made to me, because those will always be fulfilled. And I just try to read them. And a lot of his promises talk about abundance. And, so I knew that no matter what happened, no matter if these people liked me, if they didn't, if they kept me, if they didn't, that what he meant for me, my path, would still be anointed, and I would still end up having what he promised me. So
do you have a life verse?
Do I have a life verse? It's Psalm 91. Always, because that is my protective prayer, and that makes me feel safe. So it's always going to be Psalm 91, the whole thing, the whole chapter.
Whole thing.
Yeah, I read it, when things get hard, if you're scared, you see a shadow or something bad happens, I keep a rosary in my car. I've never been in a fatal car accident, or obviously, but a really bad car accident, other than that fender bender that one time. But I feel extremely blessed, and I feel like he's always with me. So I don't have fear. And that's what that verse talks about, is knowing that you shouldn't have fear.
That was going to be one of my questions to you, because your faith sounds so rock solid. I was going to ask you if you do have any fear in your life, but you just answered it.
No, never.
What does Psalm 91 say? Can you just give me like a line or two from it? Because I don't.
It says, though 1,000 may fall at your side. And it also says, though 1,000 fall at your side.
I have it right here.
No weapon will touch you. Yes, please pull it up.
Is that the one?
Yes.
No weapon formed against me will prosper.
Correct. But the whole chapter, it says no plague will come near your home. It really, I would really hold on to it. I'd put it in my house.
That's an assignment for all of us today. Read Psalm 91. Okay. Was Big Brother what you expected it to be?
Oh my God, no. So from the TV screen, I thought it was going to be a cakewalk. I thought it was going to be really, really easy. Clearly I should play more memory games. Just watching as how reindeer games and all the games have proceeded, more memory games, really important. Eat your blueberries. No, but I think I try to have a clean and pure heart. And unfortunately, I'm very transparent, like to a fault. And I think for a lot of people, they don't see that a lot. So it comes across as either disingenuous or just alarming, maybe. So as I talked to some of the cast after the show, they were like, hey, I'm sorry, I misjudged you. So no, it wasn't what I expected. I was hoping that maybe all the hostile stuff and the lies and all that stuff would come about later. But I think people are people, and I think everyone was doing what they thought they had to do in that moment to win the grand prize. But I think for me, and this is rooted in my faith, I will never, compromise who I am and what I stand for and who God made me to be for money. So I think it's really important to understand that if you don't get it one way, you'll get it another way. So don't ever feel the need to force anything. Anytime you have to force it, it's not for you.
Are you glad you did Big Brother?
Yes, of course. I'm thrilled. I met you, Julie.
Okay.
Today.
And who do you keep in touch with?
Oh, Yikes. Who do I keep in touch with? Nobody.
Nobody.
Nobody at the moment. I think me and Red talk here and there.
Yes.
My buddy.
He
Um,
beautiful,
yeah,
beautiful.
we're working on our cast relationships. Maybe we can have a Christmas party next year or something. But I think in time, everyone's busy. They're doing their own thing. They're seeing their families. I think it's all love. So yeah.
And you met other people in the Big Brother community from other seasons.
The alum, why are they so amazing? Oh my goodness, Taylor, you are a star in the night.
Yeah.
Even
Inspiration.
yeah, you know, Kylan is incredible. I've met Amira,
Frankie Grande.
Frankie, love Frankie. I've just met so many people, and it's a blessing. I think casting does an amazing job with the people that are here, and if we haven't met yet, we'll meet soon. But I'm incredibly grateful to be a part of the family, and I hope that means you too, Julie.
Big Brother for life. Okay, on the final minute, what is next for you? Because you are a medical bioengineer. Did I get
Yeah,
that?
molecular biologist. Yes.
I love it. Science. Science is God. But go ahead. What's happening professionally?
Yeah, so right now I'm just focused on my brand, which I launched after you caused this mass hysteria about what I was wearing. So
did you take that in the lab?
Yes, 26 Omier. And I put the science bit in it, just some pheromones that I don't know if you're familiar with the concept of pheromones, but there's a little bit of that in there just to formulate the attraction. We like being beautiful and feeling confident. And I think one of the things I really, really liked was saffron is in there. And not to tie this into the fragrance in general, but saffron has some benefits as far as like mood boosting and stuff like that, memory and things like that. So I just really want it to be a happy fragrance. Some people suffer with depression. I think that scent helps you feel your best. So focusing on 26 Gourmet for now.
Aromatherapy. Wait, it's called what? 26?
26 Gourmet, yes. Like Gommier. It's actually my home address that I grew up at.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. No wonder it sounds so like fabulous.
Yes. Thank you, Julie.
Well, Kirsten, I thank you so much for opening your heart and sharing your testimony with us. And I wish you many, many blessings, many returns, and Godspeed.
Thank you, Julie. Godspeed.